So today, pretty much what we do is professional development. It's our way of getting our staff members acclimated to what the expectations will be for 2015-2016 school year. So everybody comes back together and we only have one day to prepare for our scholars who are going to be entering the building tomorrow.
I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to start teaching again, but you know, days like today help. Just being motivated, getting those inspirational supports, reminding us why we chose this profession, what we want to do, having our own expectations, thinking about how we want to grow throughout this year helps me prioritize what I want to do with my scholars, what things are most important.
2015, 2016. We're going to be the top school. I'm not saying we're going to be #1, but we're not going to be ranked at the bottom. And our scholars will look like those scholars that you drew up there. Point blank, period. Because you all are a team. You all are Brownsville brilliance. And you all are what we consider the ones that they need to be like. So you need to start acting like you're going to be great. Does that make sense? Any questions?
It's hard, it's not an easy job at all, but when you see scholars actually improving, even if it's getting a 55, moving up to a 65, that's a big accomplishment and it makes me feel accomplished because my students are actually doing better than when they came. It's not that you're there at 100, but any improvement, we should definitely celebrate.
I was going great, and then things happened. So, as some of you know, my mother passed when I was in 8th grade. Don't start, Dominique. So for me, it was like, I lost a mother. I told you I could not do this, Ms. Lopez.
You can do it, right? Because everybody in this room who was with you, right? Did you make it through?
I did.
Did you have a family here?
I did.
I've had children who's lost their parent in the morning, 6 o'clock, and still show up at 8 o'clock. I've had that happen. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. I've had it happen enough where I know that we're important enough for those children that we provide a stable environment, and they knew that their parents chose us because we would be there for them. So tomorrow we anticipate a large turnout that's gonna line the block and usher them in and just encourage them with great words of inspiration. Let's just walk on through, sir. Just walk on through. Yes. Good morning, Nicholas. Yes, good morning. Get this one. Good morning. He was like, what? Oh, good morning. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. Good morning. Hi, how are you, love? Pleasure to meet you. Okay, she'll be in good hands. She needs to pull the shirt down. All right, Kalia. Good morning, honey. Look, take her to see Mr. Chu. She doesn't have a uniform shirt. Hi, scholars. What are we working on? You really need to go to the bathroom, Montgomery? Yeah. Yeah or yes?
Yes.
Hi, good morning, Giselle. So, I don't know, I sent Randy to the house. One of my scholars, his name was Vidal, identified me as his greatest influence. Within 24 hours, 1 million people loved the idea. And from that story, we actually were able to raise $1.4 million for our scholars to go to Harvard, as well as provide summer programming and offer scholarships. So I'll tell her to call them directly as well because I have no idea. So I really can't explain what the story is with Vidal. You know, there's the story of here's a young man who puts his principal on a international stage by saying that I inspire him. But every single child at Mount Harper's Academy has a story. And while he seems like the champion and he seems like he should be the person running for the presidency because he gave America hope, the reality is that there are challenges that exist, especially from a young man who comes from Brownsville. Education is being provided to him and being paid for. That should be the ultimate priority.
What I tell everybody, I have nothing. I have nothing. What I have, that was the last of me. I have nothing more.
Nothing speaks volumes like a mother who's lost a child within 24 hours showing up. He doesn't attend the school anymore. She doesn't have a reason or owe me anything, but she showed up. I could be angry because the idea is that we tell our children to stay away from certain places. He wasn't malicious, but she knew that the neighborhood was bad and there were people who didn't care about his life. And so she has to bury her son next to her other son who died the same way. Make your voice strong for your boys. You understand? You have to hold the politicians accountable. You need to go to each and every one of them. And now you have to become that face because there's so much about gun violence, but you don't have any closure. They don't find the people who have done it. And so you're forced to have to be strong. You sit here, don't leave. I have to go, these little pick-me's here, the new ones. Don't get me into trouble. Tyler, class, I need you to stay focused. It just makes me think, how do I continue to let my boys know that they matter? How do I continue to let my girls know that they matter, right? And so immediately I thought about, we're gonna start this great program. We're gonna start up I Matter. We're gonna come together with Bklyn Combine and we're gonna create an initiative around instilling in our young men and providing them with the mentorship that they need to be reminded that they truly indeed matter, because a mother can't do it by herself. She can't.
We're in Brooklyn Borough Hall, but literally right across the street is a court building, right? And we're having this conversation about law and justice, and we're going to be framing around policing.
On the panel, we had a police officer, 2 attorneys, a community advocate and activist. Myself is also who moderates a community advocate and advocate. It's also somebody who's had real experience being in the criminal justice system. So they had a panoramic perspective on what's happening, because that's what they see in Brownsville. But they had opportunity to engage with us who are in these positions of power, positions of influence, to see that, one, they can talk to us, that we're accessible, right? But also that we value what they got to say. I think oftentimes in the communities that they're at, they feel like the police officer, the guy who's a community advocate on TV or the person they see in the news or what have you, are people that's far off from them.
Inform yourself, speak to people, ask questions, critique, read, watch, and figure out what your goals are. Like, you have a better shot at being a scientist, a physicist, any of the things that we do in this panel than you have at being fairy tale rapper with fairy tale girlfriend wife.
You want these kids to take hold of their own narrative. Traditionally, we don't get to control our narrative, and we don't get to control our lives. We don't get to control our communities. And there needs to be an empowering conversation and discourse and action to make people realize that these kids can control their narrative.
Unfortunately, this area of Brooklyn, most men of color, when they're here, it's not for good reasons. It's because the court is up the block, or central bookings, the stop before Rikers. So to be in this area where so many important decisions get made, and right here in the home of the borough president, Eric Adams, it's a great opportunity for these youngsters to kind of escape their environment, because sometimes all they know is a 6-block radius in a very unfortunate area.
It's an intergenerational thing. There has to be the young with the old, and the in-between, because even when I went through a rites of passage program, there were the elders, but there was a big brother who was right next to me, pulling me through, who I could relate to the most.
Every single morning, my scholars read an affirmation in which they say, "We are the Mott Bridges Academy scholars. We pledge to respect ourselves and the adults in our community, practice kindness to those around us, show enthusiasm for the opportunities ahead of us, strive for exemplary achievement in all that we do, practice good citizenship, and work hard to be the best scholars that we can be." These are the things that make you successful as a scholar here, but it's what takes you beyond the school walls and makes you a success in life.